Hello, welcome to the channel, and here's your first piece of content in the form of a video match review of Southam's recent match against Hampton FC in the Coventry Charity Cup semi-final. Very high stakes game, obviously. The prize was a final to be played at the Coventry Building Society Arena, which would have been a fantastic occasion for everyone associated with the club. But what a game at Coventry Sphinx, and what a performance put in by everybody in the side. Just incredible. It's difficult to pick out any one particular individual, for praise, but the whole team, everyone just played brilliantly on Wednesday. So the match was played at Cov Sphinx, which had good facilities, very good setup, nice clubhouse, obviously, and a very well kept pitch, which looked like a pleasure to play on. Great surface. The weather, the conditions were a bit drizzly, but it gave, it's perfect for football when the night, it's not cold, but it's crisp enough, and the surface is just wet enough for the ball to be zippy, which obviously helped with a game that had excellent tempo overall, which it was. Obviously, Southam were coming off the back of an excellent 4-0 win in the league against FC Bristol, so confidence was high, and the team was about as close to full strength as I've seen it so far this season. Obviously, recent signing, Jacob Bourne, in alongside Craig Watkin at centre half. They're obviously reassuring present. George Price in at fullback on that right side, and Josh Dixon, who we'll come to later on, kind of in the midfield, along with obviously captain Andy Yeats, and I haven't got the team sheet in front of me, but it was as close to full strength as we've been. So after kick-off, fantastic. Southam came roaring out of the traps, and in 7 minutes nosed themselves in front with a fantastic strike from what must have been maybe the edge of the area, just outside the edge of the area. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. It was difficult to see from the angle from Josh Dixon, who hit what some might refer to, I'm sure he wouldn't mind me saying, a bit of a speculative effort, but got it right, and the ball arced over the goalkeeper, the Hampton goalkeeper, and into the top right hand corner to send the fans into raptures. So obviously Southam had nosed themselves in front early doors, and to be fair, they didn't release their feet from the pedal thereafter. It was they carried on going, and were unlucky not to further extend their advantage. However, unfortunately, edging towards half-time, I think maybe the 37th, 38th minute, Hampton got back into it after a long ball out of defence on the counter, which seemed to be their game plan, to be fair. And split the centre halves, and the goalkeeper Lewis Hudson had to make a decision. That's goalkeeping. He had to make a decision whether to come or go. He made the decision to come, and unfortunately, the referee adjudged him to have clattered the Hampton forward and awarded a spot kick. Again, you've seen them given, you've seen them not. Obviously, there's no benefit of seeing it again, to see how bad the contact was. It did, if you ask me, it did look a little bit theatrical, but I suppose it's bound to be. If there's contact, you go down. Let me know if you disagree with me. But yeah, the penalty was dispatched cleanly by the Hampton forward, and it's 1-1. And then shortly thereafter, I think just coming up to half time, maybe the 43rd minute, there was a wide free kick out on wide right, a tenuous one, if I may say so myself, and that was sent in into the mixer, the goalkeeper again into the spotlight, knocking it back out into the penalty area, and unfortunately the ball landing at the feet of the Hampton forward, who rattled it home for 2-1 going into the break. But lots of encouragement going in for half time. Obviously, again, Southam had the better of the play, definitely, came out for the second half again, just like they'd come out for the first. Again, attacking, going for the jugular, and managed to get themselves back into it. Obviously, Southam with an excellent finish. I think it was Shane Osborne. Yeah, Shane Osborne had popped up in the box, got himself onto the end of a cross to make it 2-2. And from that point of view, it was anyone's game. It really was. There were other opportunities for both sides to score. Unfortunately, it was Hampton who took their chance. Again, a set piece, getting across the Southern defence. Does seem to be this season, from what I've seen at least, set pieces seem to be a bit of a weakness. and a a left-sided corner even was sent looping over everyone in the Southam defence to be nodded home at the far post. And unfortunately, that was to settle the tie, and that was to prove decisive. There were other half chances, but to be honest with you, after that point, I think some of the players looked a bit tired, and I think after such a fantastic intensive start, had maybe tired themselves out a little bit, and Hampton kind of sort of looked in control from there. There was a late penalty for Hampton, which Lewis Hudson did well to acquit himself by getting down well to his right to palm it round the post. So fair play to him for that. It wasn't to be Southam's night. But what we can say is what an incredible effort from everybody associated with the club, from the playing staff, obviously, who put in an absolutely magnificent shift. Incredible. For me personally, if I was to pick a man of the match, and like I said, this is not denigrating anyone's performance because everyone was brilliant, I would have said George Price, just because those galloping runs down the right, they opened up so much from an attacking perspective for Southam, and just that marauding kind of sort of all action performance really did kind of open up a lot of opportunities for the team. So for me, he would be my pick. But brilliant from everybody, brilliant from the players, obviously, and we go again next season. From that perspective, obviously, shout outs to the management team as well, who set up obviously the team clearly to go for it, and they deserve credit for that. So well played, obviously, Petchy and Boots, and shout out to the fans as well, who went over mob-handed and really put in some good support. So let me know your comments. If you were there, tell me about how your experience was on the match day, and I think we're away this weekend at Titherington Rocks. So we'll look forward to that game. Hopefully another 3 points and up the Saints. Thanks for watching. Cheers.